Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. As you come in, I'm going to invite you, please. I see that we're doing this wonderful thing. What is it about human psychology? We'll study this one day that has us go back instead of fill in. But I'm going to invite us. We love to feel this sense of circle, of singing together, of hearing each other's voices. So I know you just got settled and now you're nice and quiet, but if I could invite you to come close, come fill in, sit next to someone you don't know, and introduce yourself even. And then we'll get to sing together. It shifts the way we daven in space when we're sitting close together. And my invitation to you, because we're about to start, and my invitation is as you see other people come in and sit far away, my ask is that you then gesture to them and say, come close to me. Come up. Come be with me. Let's welcome Shabbat together. Good Shabbos. It's so sweet to see you. I'm going to invite us to take a breath. Wow. But I noticed no one actually moved. I made all of those comments, but one person. Yeah? Okay, sorry. Few people moved. And thanks, Rachel. So I'm going to try one more time, and then I will just let whatever happens, happens, because I can also be chill as you're coming in, or if you see spaces in front of you, please come closer. Rabbi Joey and I will not call on you to do anything, but we just want to weave our prayers together. Good Shabbos, everyone.
Should be maybe one already set for you. No. But if not, I actually want to spring it and we'll grab it if you want to start singing this.
Ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya, ya la la la, ya, la la la, ya,
Welcome, everyone. Good Shabbos. Welcome to folks on YouTube and on Zoom. Welcome to everyone in our physical space tonight. My name is Rabbi Joey. I use he, him pronouns. As a point of visual access, I have a big smile on, dirty glasses, a white shirt, and blue pants. I'm joined tonight by...
Hi, everyone. I'm Rabbi Ariel. I use she, her pronouns, and I think this is as fashionly divergent as Rabbi Joey and I have ever been. I have curly hair that I'm wearing down. My glasses are slightly clean. I am wearing a short sleeve black shirt and light pants. So you can really imagine us and tell us apart tonight.
The universe is broken.
That's exactly right.
Is there anyone here in person or on Zoom who's here for the very first time?
Welcome. Oh, wow, welcome.
Is there anyone back here for the first time in a long time? Welcome back. If you're new here or new and returning, please come up and say hi at the end of the services. We'd love to get to meet you. Okay, one more participatory element. I'm wondering if you could raise your hand today if your life is about to or just changed with the beginning of the school year. If you're a parent or a teacher or a student or otherwise involved with our society's learning project that starts in the fall. That is a lot of us. As I was coming into Shabbos today, I was thinking about the power and the light of our community that has so many teachers and students. How much learning and hard work, papers written in wee hours, curriculum stressed over, kids wrangled for homework help is provided in this community. And before we enter the Shabbos, I'd like to welcome us into the space of all of this impact, all of the growth and love that will manifest in the school year ahead. It's beautiful, it's a lot, and it's about to start in a big way. And I have one good piece of news. We aren't quite there yet. We get to enter Shabbos, we get to take a breath together and find stillness and calm before jumping into the tumult of the classroom. I'd like to invite everyone who's going into the school year, if you feel comfortable, to please come up and help us bring some light into this moment by helping us to light the Shabbat candles. And I'd also like to invite up Jenny Kahn to help us light the candles. You can find the blessing for lighting candles on page 2. And again, everyone who's coming into the school year in one way or another, please feel free, if you'd like, to come up and help us light some candles. Thanks, guys. Jenny, could I give you the opportunity to make fire? Sure. Oh, that's a whole new way for this to have trouble. Rondi, by any chance, do you have a lighter? Oh, all good.
Julie's rescuing us.
Julie's got it. Okay, let's get a little bit of singing as we move into Shabbos together. Ya-da-da-ya-yo, ya-da-da-ya-yo, ya-ya-yo,
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kirishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של שבת.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. Jenny, I'll invite you to stay up here for one more moment. I have the honor of blessing you on your 65th birthday.
Jenny!
And Jenny, I want to bless you with 2 Hebrew words, has and hallel. Both of these words have the numerical equivalent of your birthday of 65. Has is an onomatopoeia. It has the meaning of shh. And hallel, as you might expect, means to sing out joyfully. Jenny, you are a person who already embodies these qualities of steady, quiet, and joyous song. And I want to bless you into a year of radical balance, of sharing your grounding and your whimsy, your patience and your passion with your family, with this community, and with the world. May it be a year of rest and music, of simple pleasures and radical joy. Mazal tov. Siman tova, mazel tova, mazel tova, siman tova, mazel tova, mazel tova, siman tova, siman tova. Simen tov, mazel tov, simen tov, Yelanu, 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 Ulecha Yisrael, Yelanu, Yelanu, Ulecha Yisrael. Mazel tov. Happy birthday.
So let's sing. Let's turn together to page 12 as we enter into Shabbat. Lechu neranena l'Adonai nariya letzor yishenu nekadem afanav betoda bizmirot nariyalo lechu neranena l'Adonai nariya letzor yishenu nekadem afanav betoda bizmirot nariyalo yalalai yalalai alalai yo alalai yalalai alalalalai alalai yalalai alalai yo alalai yalalai yalalalalai.
We turn to page 13, just the next page. Shiru l'Adonai, shir chadash, shiru l'Adonai, kol haaretz.
Shiru l'Adonai, baruchu shemo, baseru miyom leyom, Yeshuato.
Da 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 da, sapru v'goyim, kevodo, bechol ha'amim, niflaotav, ki gadol Adonai, umulal meod, nora'u, al kol Elohim. ya da 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 da, ki kol Elohim, hamim elim, v'Adonai, shamayim asa.
Hod
Yamada,
v'hadar
yamada.
lefanav oz v'tiferet b'mikdasho
Yismechu hashamayim ekel haaretz yiram hayam umelon
Yalo Sadai v'chol
Lifnei Adonai, Kiva, Kiva, Lishpot haaretz, Yishpot hevel, Betzedek, Ve'amim, Be'emunato, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la.
We'll turn together to page 16, 5 lines from the top.
Yiram hayam umlo tevel ve'yosh ve'la Yiram hayam
Let's turn to our colorful sheets. We'll sing Ana B'choach. Ana B'choach gedulat yemincha tatir serura kabel rinat amcha sarveinu tareinu nora Ana B'choach gedulat yemincha tatir serura
We'll turn to page 20 to the words of Lecha Dodi. We have a tradition in this community, if you like, to rise on the last verse and to burst outside of the doors of our physical or virtual spaces. I'm thinking at this threshold moment of season as we move into Elul, as we move into the school year, as we move into the future, as we move into eventually the train that will lead us towards Minnesota winter.
This is how you know he's been here for 2 years. This is the proof. We think about winter when it's warm.
Sometimes it snows in October. In all of these dimensions, I find both the joy and also some of the fear of opening my heart to the possibility of the future. And one of the things that makes it feel more possible is to gather with you all on Friday night. And as we open these doors, I'd like to invite us into the exercise of imagining what is the joyous and hopeful, what is the hard that we're opening towards in these seasons to come, and how can we support each other, and how can we ask for the support we need to make our way through those times. We'll sing together on page 20. Lecha Dodi, ya likra kala, pene Shabbat nekabela, shamor v'zachor medibor echad hishmi'anu el ha'meyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad sheshem u'tiferet ve'litila lecha Dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela, likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelchaki mekor haberacha merosh mikedem nesucha sof maaseh b'machshavatechi lecha Dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela, mikdash melech ir melucha kumi tzei mitoch hafecha ravlach shevet be'emek habacharehu yachamol alaychem lalecha Dodi likrat Ami Ayan Ben Ishai Bet Alach Mikorba El Nafshi Ge'ala Lecha Dodi Hai 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 Likrat Kala Hai 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 Penei Shabbat Nekabela Ititoreri Kiva Orech Kumi Ori Uri Shir Daberi Vod Adonai Alayich Nigralecha Dodi Hai 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 Likrat Kala Hai 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 Penei Shabbat Nekabela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat Nekabela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat Nekabela Lo tevoshi velo tikami ma tishtochachi u'ma tehemi Bach yechesu chani ami venivneta ir atila Lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabela Vehayu limshisa shosayich Verachaku mevalayich Sisalayich Elohayich Kinsos chatan vekala Lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabela Yaminu Usma Tifrotzi ve'et Adonai Taritzi Ayarish Ve'em Partzi Ve'en Ismecha Ve'en Agila Lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabela Boi v'shalom ateret bala Gam besimcha u'v'sohala Tochem unei am segula Boi chala Lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nekabela 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 Lecha dodi likat kala, pene Shabbat nekavela. 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 Shabbat shalom, folks. Shabbat shalom to our people coming in from the bright outdoors. As we settle back into our space, we'll turn and sing together at the top of page 22.
Mizmor shir, mizmor shir, mizmor shir, mizmor shir, mizmor shir, mizmor shir, shir leyom haShabbat, shir leyom haShabbat, shir leyom haShabbat, shir leyom haShabbat. Let's rise in body and spirit as we call each other to prayer on page 28. Let's take a moment on page 30. In the Hebrew, in the translation, in our hearts, noticing the movement of light and dark, the way they weave together in space, in our lives. We offer this blessing on 5 lines from the bottom of page 30. Umavir yom umevir laila, umavdil ben yom uvelayla, Adonai tzvaot shemo, El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, Hamari v'arai.
turn to page 32. This prayer offers thanks to God who brings love into the world. I'd like to invite you, if you'd like, to call to mind someone who embodies love in your life. What do they bring into your heart? Taking a big breath in and out. Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu uvehem nege yomam v'layla ve'havtecha tasir mimenu le'olamim Baruch ata Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael.
And rising in body and rooting on page 34. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. You may be seated. Page 36. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha vehayu hadvarim ha'el
Asher Anochi Metzavecha Hayom Alevavecha
V'shinatam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'beitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha uv'kshartam leot al yedecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. We turn to page 40. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדע בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. היי 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 וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
We turn to page 42. And 3 lines down on the page, we pray for an end of violence. We pray for protection and peace. Ufros aleinu
Shalom Echa. aleinu. Sukkot, Sukkot, Shalom Alecha. Yayo. Sukkot Shalom Aleinu ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ועל ירושלים.
We'll rise or root on page 44. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat v'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berito laham. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat La'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berito. B'nei uven b'nei Yisrael oti leolam, oti leolam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat La'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berito. Asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berito. Yom hashvi Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berito. We move into quiet prayer, staying on our feet or staying rooted on page 46. We'll start together in song and then go into quiet.
Sefa
We'll turn to the bottom of page 62. O say shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, imru, amen. O say shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, imru, amen. Yalla la 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 la, alla la la la, alla la 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 la, alla la 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 lo, alla la 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 la, alla la la la, alla la 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 la, alla la la, alla lo.
We'll take a moment to pray for healing for those in our life and those in our community. You can find our prayers for healing on number 2 on your colorful sheets. But before we sing, I'll take a moment to look around the room. And as my hand passes you, feel free to say the name or names of anyone that's on your heart today that's in need of healing. Today we're praying for
Shabbat Shalom. So tonight I want to dedicate my teaching to the memory of Alice Stern, a beloved mother of a dear friend of mine who was an amazing tender of beauty and community, who died tragically in New York this week and who was buried this morning, and whose family is on Zoom. In honor of Alice, who was a loving parent and a true cultivator of the weird wonder within each person, I also dedicate this teaching to everyone who is navigating transitions, whether you're moving into a dorm or starting preschool or embarking on any new journey this season. May this teaching and may this season be a source of blessing. Okay. This week's Parsha, Re'eh, knows a thing or two about standing at the precipice of a big step forward. This Torah portion is part of Moshe's farewell speech to the Israelites as they prepare to cross the river and stretch towards something new. Moshe is full of advice as to how the Israelites should live once they arrive where they're going. He cautions the people to choose blessing over curse, to take care to do and take care not to do. A huge number of positive and negative commandments, to observe festivals and holy times, and so much more. Moshe says to the Israelites, Banim atem ladonai Elohechem. You are the children of Adonai, your God. A complicated dynamic, to be sure. In the book of Devarim, the power balance between humans and God is similar to that of human parents and kids, in that God might be full of instructions about what the Israelites should do, but ultimately, the Israelites are responsible for choosing action and for charting the course of their lives. I'm learning about this paradox of living in relationship with children. I'm learning about this funny thing, about holding tight and letting go all at once as we try to help young people become their own independent beings. And I hope you realize, by young people, I mean each and every one of us, each and every one. We bring the fullness of our lives, the fullness of our own lived experience as material to help guide and support. But our work is to turn to our own experiences without letting them be predictive. And in the process, we have the chance to learn that new things are possible. As we give children, and by that I mean as we give each other the space to choose on our own, they are changed, and we are changed along with them. And I'm carrying this learning in my body these days. I felt it as I brought my oldest kid, Hillel, who was on my lap not 20 minutes ago, to her kindergarten open house last night to meet her teacher, to enter a space. Now I'm going to cry about Alice, cry about Lely. It's all happening. To enter a space that will hold her and shape her over the next many years. And in that moment of entering a school, the mess of my own experiences at school caught up with me. All of the choices and the struggles and the yucky and the lonely and the yearning was all there for me. This momentary blur. What was mine? What was hers? Who was the guide? Who was the guided? I felt my own eyes fill with tears and my own breath catch in my chest. Was Hillel leading me into school, or was I leading her? And I felt the sweet firmness of her hand in my hand as we walked in. Her own strength of direction as we entered the space that was so full of families moving towards their own classrooms and their own journey. And I realized in that moment, her path is hers, separate from mine. Supporting her as she steps into this environment transforms me. What was true for me once does not necessarily apply now. Or in the language of our Parsha, Lo ta'asun b'chol asher anachnu osim po hayom. Ish kol hayashar be'enav. You are not to do what we've been doing here all along. The thing that made sense for us until now. That's what God says to the Israelites. Don't do what you've been doing, this thing that's made sense up until now. Change. Keep learning. What made sense to you before, what was right before, doesn't have to guide you in the future. We can hold ourselves gently for our past decisions and understandings. They were probably the very best we could do at the time, but we don't have to get stuck there. Maya Angelou taught, do the best you can until you know better. Then, when you know better, do better. Move with your best knowing and open to the possibility of change. The Baal Shem Tov, the founder of the Hasidic movement, once came across a traveler who was lost and disoriented. This person had been through many hardships and was lost, was disoriented in their journey. And the Baal Shem Tov took them by the hand and said, imagine that you're standing on the edge of a vast field. You're lost and you don't know which direction to take. But as long as you take a step forward, you'll find your way. So when Moshe says, Banim atem ladonai Elohechem, you are the children of Adonai your God, let's hear instead, God is holding your hand as you navigate your changes. And just as you are learning and growing, God is learning and growing alongside you. As you move on your path, you will both learn. You will all be transformed. This week, we stand at the threshold not only of a new academic year. Kindergartner. Hi. So you're not only on the threshold of a new academic year, but also a new Jewish year. This Shabbat, we're going to bless the new month of Elul, which begins next week and will carry us right to Rosh Hashanah. As we anticipate the coming year, I pray that we find the encouragement and the support we need to grow and explore, the freedom to make positive change, and the humility to know that we are students of life and are endlessly capable of change and tshuva. Good timing, better than last week. Good Shabbos, everyone. Bye, Alma. So with that, with the blessing of small voices, we'll open to community blessings. And actually, this isn't something I get to do very often because usually they're home asleep. But the tradition of blessing children on Shabbat is a very precious one. And we've taken this as an opportunity to bless each other, recognizing that each of us is a human in need of blessing, and each of us is a human capable of offering so much blessing. And so I want to invite us to really open to blessing. This week, like every week, but especially this week. And we'll use the words of our tradition, and then I will offer on behalf of our amazing Zoom community, or I will channel the Zoom community's blessings. Here we go. Hamalach hagoel oti, Hamalach hagoel oti mikol ra, yevarech et hane'arim, vayikarev bahem shemi, v'shem avotai, v'shem avotai, Avraham ve'Yitzchak ve'yidgul harov bekerev haaretz. Yisimchem Elohim kesara kerivka kerachel uchelea kefraim uchimnashe. Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yisem lecha shalom. rapids of transition with ease and gentleness. May we know that our hands and the hands of those we love are held as we journey to familiar and new places. May we enter Elul with fortitude. May we all figure out how to get unstuck and embrace the changes we need to. May we outgrow ourselves so that we're open to new opportunities. May we be blessed to have loved ones to nudge us forward when we are stuck on the edge of what is too familiar. May we be blessed with the peace of still waters. May we welcome every opportunity to start knowing better. May relationships between parents and children improve as everyone tries to see from each other's perspective. Yes. It's frozen. Zoom really wants me to know this one because it's frozen. Okay, great. May we model the vulnerability we wish to see in the world. May we take a step forward into that vast field of tshuva. May we all stand on the threshold of newness and take the steps ahead, knowing we are supported. May we redirect our minds from imagining catastrophe to imagining the possibility of better. May we take the time to bless our inner child, for they need blessing as well as our human selves. May we surprise ourselves by making brave choices. May we have calm, confidence, and curiosity. Ken yehi ratzon. Yishkoach. To say that the Zoom minion often droshes the drosh in ways that are illuminating. But I want to share actually that the Zoom minion just wrote a better specific, timely Dvar. Are you ready? Will you indulge for 2 minutes? So the Baal Shem Tov story about standing and imagining the field and taking the first step, we are about to mention to enter the month of Elul when we say God is in the field. Okay, we imagine that God leaves God's palace. Again, we're inside of that image, another challenging image. And God leaves God's palace and enters the horizontal plane with us. And we wander in the field together. So if we're going to extend this imagery from the Dvar Torah and imagine God in the field and each of us on the threshold of the field, disoriented, weary, but reaching out our hands towards one another, what happens then? What kind of journey are we going to go on together through this month of Elul? So I just want to thank our Zoom minion for teaching this sort of iterative process of droshing on droshes, for reminding us actually about our spiritual work, and this work of opening and deepening and reaching in the month of Elul. So yesher koach for those gorgeous blessings and for allowing me to see one more layer inside of this Torah. Hooray for that. We will begin to conclude this beautiful service together. We'll turn to page 284. And 4 lines from the bottom of the top paragraph. We'll rise and sing.
V'hashevota, v'hashevota, el levavecha, ki Adonai, hu Elohim, ki Elohim, v'hashevota, v'hashevota, Elevavecha, Kishichinah, Hiya Elohim, Benehemah, V'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz. Vayom hahu yeh Adonai echad.
You may be seated. We'll take this time to remember, to honor, and to comfort mourners. And we'll sing first Ose Shalom, to hold open our well of grief and outrage. The many tens of thousands of people who have been killed in these last many months. Parshat Re'eh was actually a year ago, was when I gave a Dvar Torah talking about settler violence in the West Bank and calling it idolatry. And I was so nervous talking about Palestine at Shir Tikva that I forgot the melody to the blessing. And here we are a year later, and we're talking about Palestine all the time. We need to talk about Gaza. We need to talk about the West Bank. We need to talk about Palestine. We need to talk about liberation, and we need to aim our grief as a repudiation of the machinery of violence that is endangering everyone we love. So just these prayers are impossible. We have been davening impossible prayers for way too long, way before October 7th. And we will keep doing it, and we will keep acting, but just grounding in the depth of knowing that our voices are part of what will continue to call for life, and what will continue to dedicate our time to comforting the mourner, to healing the sick, to vaccinating against polio, like what is happening, and to working this year, God willing, for a different world. So we'll sing, and then we'll tell stories, and then we'll offer words. Ose shalom bimromav, uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, yase shalom, yase shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, yase shalom, yase shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. I will read our community's list, and I'll invite you, if we share a beloved's name, to please raise your hand, and Rabbi Joey, who is already ready to find you, will come over with a microphone, and if we get to the end of the list and we have not read your beloved's name, please raise your hand and we'll come to you, and please, if you're on Zoom, share your stories in the chat. We're in the Shloshim for Nancy Olkan, mother of David and Deb Olkan, and grandmother of Saul and Meyer and Abe, and Yossi and Shoshana and Zev. And for Ruby and Bear, cousin of Tova Gorman Bear.
I really don't know how to do this. A week ago, we buried my cousin Ruby. She was 19. She was And I had all these things that I was going to say about her. You know, she was going to go to Harvard. She was going to be the next Oliver Sacks. She was an incredible artist. But I keep thinking about how she was not at all a people person. And those of you who know me may be surprised that that's a trait that I share. And the best part of family gatherings was when, you know, she would always kind of sit awkwardly by herself in the corner and play on her phone, and I would just go over and just be with her and just sit quietly with her on my phone. And Ruby was a pretty serious and stoic girl, but every once in a while she'd get this really adorable, mischievous, little fiendish gremlin smile on her face, and she'd just raise her phone and show me like the weirdest meme. And, you know, I learned a lot about her at the funeral that I didn't know, because she really held people at a distance and didn't like talking about herself. But I think I learned more about her when we were just sitting there quietly together. And God, I just miss her so much already.
Michael Dane, beloved member of Shir Tikva.
Michael Dane lived his life as a stand-up comedian. He had quite the sense of humor. He wandered all over this country. He was quite sick at the end, but he maintained his sense of humor to the very last.
Yeah, Michael was at Shir Tikva, I don't even know how long ago, but he referred to himself as a climate refugee, that he had to move from the San Francisco area because of the wildfires. And I thought, I want to be friends with that guy. And I started going to visit him, and he was a very, very funny man. That's all.
We observe the yahrzeits of Gary Beninoff, Jay's brother, Eva Bronstein, Andrea Rubenstein's aunt, Robert Dinnerstein, beloved member of Shir Tikva, Rosalind Geffen, Stephen Levy's grandmother, Jay Gordon, Larry Binder's grandfather, William Greenfield, Sarah's grandfather.
My grandfather would always, when I was visiting them in New York, would eat cake, and he would say, "We're going to have KAQUE," and he would eat the point last, so he would start with a crust. And he was full of jokes and very funny. Died when I was 13 and 13 or 14. And it's wonderful to remember him here with all of you.
Roberta Jackson, Sharon's mother, Lawrence Joseph, Miranda's father, Jack Caluser, Joey's father, Irene Jessie Carlian, Hirsch Berman's family friend, Ida Lipton, Miriam Weinstein's grandmother, Michael Lorberblatt, Phyllis Kahn's brother, Napoleon Martinka, Aldona's grandfather, Mel Ornstein, John's father, Leah Raskus, David's mother, Christopher Rolson, Linda Yesness's brother and Forrest's uncle, Cherie Rosen, Shira Burton's grandmother, Lillian Rothbaum, Susan's grandmother, Joseph Rubenstein, Jim's great-uncle, John Schorsch, Brandon's grandfather, Dan Schultz, beloved member of Shir Tikva, Miriam Slifkin, Samara Freemark's grandmother, Lucy Steinberg, Nancy Abramson's grandmother, Mert Zuckerman, beloved member of Shir Tikva.
Yeah, I just want to say that Mert was a longtime member of Shir Tikva, and he was one of the friendliest men here. He always greeted me with a Shabbat Shalom, and just a very joyful person.
Dorothy Wormstetner, Ellen's mother, Jean Watson, Laurel Riedell's mother, Nose Note Zeldis, Hirsch Berman's grandfather, and Bob Zemsky, Beth Zemsky's brother. Are there other names that we want to add tonight?
Don Massler, this is his first yard site. Nobody really thinks of him as a brilliant physician and a brilliant scholar of Hebrew and Torah because he was so busy just being a mensch and the most kind, loving person probably any of us will ever know. And he didn't leave children, and we want to always remember him as our family member.
Rabbi Michael Lerner died this past week. He was my rabbi. He was a mentor. He always looked out for me. I can't stop crying. He worked so hard for peace in Israel, Palestine, and there was always a smile despite the hardest times. And he said, we get through this together with love and compassion. But on Shabbat, we put this aside just for now to build up our energy for prayer and then going out in the world and working, and how he would do it is for Beit Tikkun, I was there when it started. We would be in the Friends Meeting House in Noe Valley. So after having us start out with saying things we were thankful for, he would then lead us in song, and he had the worst nasally voice, and he sang louder than any of us. And he would lead a line dance in a way that almost everyone could participate into the streets of Noe Valley. And then he would spiral us around, so we ended up in a circle in the most beautiful community, and we would look up at the stars to check if it was Shabbat and to see our place in the universe. And then we would start prayers and would say the Ma'ariv evening prayer under the stars and go back in. And by that time, we were all awestruck and had the most meaningful prayer service. And I am truly grateful for those experiences. I miss them. I'm going to miss him greatly. I really encourage everyone to read his work and to reread the book Jewish Renewal, because it will spark you once again to do the work for Tikkun Olam, which is exactly what he would want us to do, but to take time to rest and for joy and delight on Shabbat first.
Thank you, Sia.
I'd just like to recognize Marian Eichinger. She was a co-worker of mine, but she was way more than that. And we teach English to refugees, and so we have people coming into our campuses that don't speak any English, but she managed to communicate with all of them and make them feel valued. So I'm going to miss her very, very much.
Let's rise together in body and spirit on page 294 as we offer Kadisha Tome.
Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah be'almat yivrach hirtei ve'amlif malchutei be'chayechon uvyomechon u'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael Bagala uvisman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shemei dekutsha berechu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. tushbechata v'nechemata, damiram be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imramav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru amen.
You may be seated. It's an honor to invite Jim Norden, our usher for the night. Thank you so much for ushering, Jim, to offer the announcements.
Shabbat Shalom.
There's someone raising their hand.
I'm Jim Norden, a longtime member, actually one of the founding members. Thank you all for being with us tonight. It's such a joy to be together. At the end of the service, please return your prayer books to the usher table. Please separate the song sheets from the Sederim. Mazel Tov to Jenny Kahn on her 65th birthday, and to Serena Quintas on becoming Bar Mitzvah. Thank you to all those who made tonight possible. Rabbis Ariel and Joey, Gordon, Eric, the McCone Minion, Julie Jacobs, and Lori Sweet. Thank you to our Shomrim and security for your steady presence. And thank you to the Keller and Love Kessler families for hosting Oneg tonight in honor of Serena Quintas becoming Bar Mitzvah. I have just a few announcements. Find all of the Shir Tikva programming and updates in our weekly e-news and also on our website. If you're not getting the e-news, you can request it. Programmatic updates. We now offer childcare on the first Shabbat of each month for kids between the ages of 2 and 10 from 6 to 9 p.m. And it's free of required cost, but there is a suggested donation of $36. Please check our website for more information and to register. Next week's Shabbat service will be a mask-required service. If this isn't the best fit for you, join us on Zoom. A reminder, your community is here to support you, so please reach out to your rabbis if you encounter a life change so they can activate the Shir Tikva network of support, which works remarkably well.
Jim. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Just a few really concrete. We're entering the month of Elul, as previously mentioned, which means there's a lot going on, and I just want to flag a few upcoming exciting moments and important moments of connection. So next week, the 3rd and 4th of September are Rosh Chodesh Elul. We're entering the month of Elul. So if you want to join us for Hallel to raise our voices in song, find us on Zoom at 8:30 in the morning. Yay. It can be your soundtrack as you're going to school in the morning or whatever else you're doing. Then on the 5th of September, we're beginning our Slichot practice as a community, which is at 7:15 in the morning. Yes, you heard correctly. Also on Zoom every morning except for on Shabbat. And it's a really fantastic space to just be doing the daily work of tshuva, the daily work of preparing for the high holidays and of opening ourselves to the work of resolving to live in a more just way, in a more aligned way. So please join us on Zoom. All of that information is in our e-news and on the website. And also, I need to tell you that the one and only Ali Halpert is coming to visit Shir Tikva. This is a big deal. It's a big deal. So Ali will be with us all weekend long. She's going to be with us for Kabbalat Shabbat on the 13th of September. Thank God. Thank you. She's going to offer a workshop on music and grief and transformation at 2:00 here at Shir Tikva, and then is going to offer a community sing participatory concert on the 14th at night and into Havdalah. So please come. Please tell your friends. We're going to be shouting this from the rooftops because we're so thrilled that she's going to be with us for this weekend, and I think it'll be a wonderful launch into the depth of our season. Great. You heard enough from me.
In a moment, we'll bless wine and challah, and then we'll have some opportunity to schmooze over Oneg. I would love, because there were so many hands at the beginning of our service who are here for the first time, could I ask those folks to raise their hands one more time?
Yay, welcome.
welcome. So if you are not here for the first time, pay attention to these hands and make sure that you also introduce yourself to these folks.
Yes. And finally, Jane Sumner is on Zoom. Jane was another person who was, I don't know if those of you who were here last week, we had sort of like a mikvah bonanza last week. There were 8 people who joined Jewish community last week. And we celebrated many of them last week, and Jane is here on Zoom, and we're so thrilled to get to celebrate with you and just to be able to embrace you in community. So it took us all service long, but I really wanted just to be able to just raise my arms in joy that you and your kids are in community in such a beautiful way. So from Jane, I'm inviting you to come join us on the Bima, virtually, to be able to lift up our Kiddush cup. Joey's doing it by proxy.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam barei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit Ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim Ki vanu v'harta ve'otanu kidashta im kol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha Be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu brucha at shechina mekadeshet haShabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Hamotzi lechem min haaretz petei avon.
Shabbat shalom. Ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Shabbat shalom.